Man, Jerry, we qualified just to...
Nah, go ahead. This is going in. Go ahead.
Nah, so we qualified just to lose to England, bro.
Oh, yeah?
What, dude? We got England there. West England. Yeah.
You already know what it is. It's another unboxing with Stylecraft. And I'm guessing it's the rain clipper. Wanna say. They should send me the trimmer as well, but I'm not gonna be greedy. Yes, sir. You already know. Rain. Rain clipper. This is the purple edition. Trimmer as well. And then we got the little grips. But yeah, let me open it real quick. This is all one take. Show you how fast you have to. They should put like a tab or something. All right, I got it. All right, this is the trimmer. USB at the bottom? Yep, USB at the bottom. Let me get the clipper. All right, you see it. Purple edition. I know they got a white one out. Echo blade on the back.
All little tweaks, bro.
Echo blade on the back. This is that new Echo blade I want to say with the.
I hit the dry run yesterday.
You got like a. It's a little different. Hold on. Hold on.
Oh, it's not ready.
Look at the shape of that one. Then look at the shape of this one. It's a little different. It's a little different. I don't know what the name of this blade is, but it's definitely a little different. I like it. It's smooth. It feels good in hand. Straight out of the box. Zero gap? Nope. You got to zero gap it. But yeah. Alright YouTube, so before you start cutting, what you want to do is pick the hair out first. What this does, it lifts the hair off of the scalp, making it easier for the hair to feed into the teeth of the blade. You don't want to just dive in, start cutting, because you're not going to get a full even cut doing it that way. So my client wants a 2 all the way around, so I went ahead, grabbed my 360 GZ clippers, with the 2 guard on, with the lever fully closed, and I'm going with the grain, making sure, you know, that I pick up all the hairs as much as possible. With the 360 GZ clipper, it grabs hair at a fast rate, so you don't have to worry about it snagging. The RPMs on this is high, so you could just dive right in and start cutting. So with every new client that I film, I always think about what can I do to get them to come back to where people are asking them where they get their haircut from, right? So I always like doing something different. So today, this is my first time cutting this client, just like all the clients that I film are my first time cutting them. I decided he said he wanted a high taper, so I decided to give him a burst high taper. That way, it stands out a lot more and people are gonna be like, man, who did that? So I'm starting with my bald line, setting it in a triangle-like shape. That way, it could catch people's attention. Now, when I'm setting these guidelines, I'm gonna set everything right on top of this guideline in a triangle-like shape. I'm gonna try to keep it as consistent as possible. Right now, I got my lever open and I'm going against the grain, combing down as I go, and just making sure I use my corners at all times. The hair grows in different directions, so you wanna make sure that, you go in the clipper in the different directions so it could catch the hairs. Now, I moved on with my one guard with the lever open, and I'm doing the exact same thing, focusing on using my corners as much as possible and keeping that triangle-like shape and combing as I go. So I always like to go back down from using the one guard. I never want to just, use that 2 up at the top and start debulking too early. So right now I just close the lever on that one guard and I'm just softening up that middle line. After I have the middle line nice and softened up, I come behind it with the 0 guard with the lever fully closed in a flick out motion. Now it's time to just flick out that middle line, and I'm going in different directions. I'm not just relying on the hair just, going upward. Sometimes you got to go from side to side to, get the hairs to catch, especially when you have, or if you're working with coarse hair. So I like to work with baby steps as I go back down. So I'm gonna go back with my lever open and clean up any areas where the 0 guard closed couldn't take out. Now, it's 2 ways you can attack this bottom line. I'm not gonna say there's a wrong or right way to attack it. What I like to do is I like to close the lever and flick out that bottom line and then, open the lever as I go up. But if you've been doing the steps like how I've been showing you, what you wanna do is you wanna set the lever halfway, soften up that bottom line as much as possible, and then fully close it and take it out. That's the routine that I've been going with as far as, attacking the guidelines. But, me being, a professional, I've been doing this for a long time. I like to just go in with the lever fully closed and then just adjust as I go up. Right now, I'm just debulking with the top. I realize that I don't have to go that much with debulking at the top. So I'm just gonna work my way down and basically clean up this taper as much as possible by going with the grain, detailing as much as possible. Detailing is super important, all right? It separates you from being just an average barber. What I like to do is I like to refer to the mirror. The mirror shows you a different perspective on the blend than just seeing it head on, right? If you don't have access to a mirror, that's fine. Just make sure you look away from the blend, come back, and you'll start seeing those areas where you see bulk, and you just start looking at it differently and you start seeing new things. So if you don't have access to a mirror, that's fine. Just rest your eyes and come back. Now, as far as the back goes, it's the same exact steps that I use. The difference with the back is I feel like it's a lot more room to work with. So, it's a little easier. But as a student barber, as a beginner, as somebody that's trying to learn, you want to memorize these steps. This is going to increase your speed tremendously, right? You don't want to sit here and, be second guessing on what to do next. You want to already know what to do. So the first thing is memorizing these steps to increase your time. So I always like to take the front line up down a guard size lower. So I got my one guard on with the lever open, and I'm just taking the edge down. That way, when you go to line it, you don't have any overhanging hair. So prepping the lineup is super important. I'm using this Fresh Shape Up strip to basically just clean the hair, making sure that the hair is nice and clean and dry. I'm gonna mix some holding spray on the front line just to lock everything in so everything will stay in place. Now, I always encourage beginners or students just to skip this part. Don't use enhancements. Learn how to perfect the cuts first before you start using enhancements. You don't want to start cutting using enhancements and it just looks beginnerish. You know what I mean? You want to make sure that you perfect the haircut as natural as possible, and you're putting out good quality cuts before just covering up stuff with enhancements. You don't want to be that barber that cover up mistakes. You want to be that barber to enhance the great quality work that you did. So I'm using the Barber Magic Pencil. This is another form of enhancement. It just adds contrast to the lineup. I'm gonna also mist some oil sheen on top of this Barber Magic Pencil just to soften it up. What the oil sheen does is basically melts the pencil to where it's easier to move around. And lastly, you want to end it off with a freehand trim on top. Listen, let me tell you why they call me 360. When they sit in my chair, I spin them in a full 360, and they come out feeling like...
I've been feeling like a legend!
YouTube, this is the cut. And if you like it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. Also, HustleDreamProduction, that's my brother. He does all my beats. His YouTube channel will be linked in the description below. Make sure you guys go give him a follow. Also, if you want to know where you can find any tools that you've seen in this video, links will be in the description below. Otherwise, you guys can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. My TikTok is official360Jeezy, and my Instagram is 360Jeezy. But it's your boy 360Jeezy, and I'm out of here.